Hey everybody, Tash B, business coach here in not quite so sunny Townsville today. I mean, here we are, 320 degrees of 320 days of sunshine a year, and yeah, it's absolutely been bucketing down here this morning. So I hope you can actually see me okay because it's a little dark actually. Yeah, I got very caught in this morning when I was out for my run. Yeah, I just had to sort of pretty much swim home, which was, yeah, a whole lot of fun. Anyway, though, what I wanted to share with you today is something that I've been speaking to a couple of my clients about, and just a place where they get stuck quite often around their product and what it is they've got is actually the selling of it, which you're really selling your product and getting it out into an audience is, I think, is one of the funnest things that you can do. But yeah, there's definitely some stigma around selling that. Look, I know when I first started my career and started working in the sales side of things, you know, how nervous I was, because I know one of the things that where I sit in when it comes to sales is I'm not wanting to be pushy. I'm not wanting to force myself on somebody. I'm not wanting to feel as though I'm being manipulative. I'm not wanting to feel as though I'm forcing a person into taking something that they don't want to take. And so, you know, for me, you know, and the other thing too, where a lot of people get caught up around selling, and again, this was a really big space for me that I had to work on, was the space around rejection. Is that, you know, well, what if I put myself out there and I'm asking someone to buy something from me and they say no? You know, that rejection and how it feels, and a lot going on there. So, yeah, so I thought that I'd get on here and share with you some of my experiences that I've had in selling. So, because I've had my experience in selling has quite a bit of experience actually, from starting in retail sales, how I started in there, and then I got into selling at a wholesale level. So I was, you know, particularly when I had to launch my product, when I was at Moving Comfort, having to launch that product into stores, you know, I had to do a lot of cold calling. So how I went about doing that, and then how I've worked to then at that next level up with dealing with selling with national accounts and selling at that higher end. So I guess really one of the first places to start from a sales point of view is looking at what your product is, because sales is just a conversation. All you're doing is talking to somebody. That's it. And as I put it to somebody the other day, is that it's like having somebody come over for dinner and you cook them this amazing meal, which is, you know, the main course, which that's the conversation that you've been having with somebody about your product. And they can smell that dessert is being cooked in the kitchen, which is sort of, that's just going to end it. It's going to end the dinner on a great note, and it's just going to close everything off really, really nicely. But then all of a sudden you kind of go, oh, hang on a second, I'm pushing myself on this person, I'm not going to bring dessert out. And sort of, you know, here you've just been talking to somebody for the past half an hour or so about what it is that you do. But yet when you get to that next bit of closing the sale and actually making the sale, it's, oh, I can't do it. So let's talk about a couple of things that you can do, which, first of all, it is a conversation. It's just an extension of what it is that you've been doing. And really, you then not offering to assist somebody further in their business is not only doing yourself a disservice, you're also doing the other person a disservice, because they've just engaged with you, they've been listening to you, they've been engaged in conversation with you for a period of time about what it is that you do, and yet they're wanting more, they're wanting the dessert, but you're not giving it to them. So don't deny yourself that opportunity. So all that is, hey, would you like to know more? How can I help you further? So I've given you a really good overview of what it is that I do in my business. You're engaged. You've given me some great feedback back too on what it is that you're interested in. So how can we take this further? How can I help you further achieve what it is that you're wanting to achieve? That's all that it is. It's just a conversation. So when you meet with people and you're having that conversation, don't be afraid to say, hey, this is what I do. And the thing is too, is that people do value what it is that they buy. And I know that human nature for most people is that we're very generous and we're wanting to give. But the thing is too, is that if you don't value what you serve to your community, then your community isn't going to value what it is that you're giving back to them. So by actually having that transaction, allows a person to demonstrate to you that they really value what it is that you're selling, and you're valuing back to yourself what it is that you're offering to that person. And that's what sales is. It's just an exchange of knowledge, of a service, of a gift to another person. And you're actually doing a disservice to the other person as well if you're not extending yourself and saying, hey, look, I can help you from a business sense. So that's I've probably jumped in actually right at the middle there. Hi David, I can see that you're on there. Thanks so much for joining me live. So yeah, anybody else who's on, give me a wave, let me say hello, or let me know too if you're watching the replay. So one of the other areas too is cold calling, and I know when I first started cold calling, this absolutely terrified me. And because I had no choice basically. So when I started, when I launched Moving Comfort to Australia, there was no sales at all. So I had to get it stocked. I had to get it ranged into stores. So really the only way that I can do that, I mean, there is the way that you can do it, that you can hide, that I could have hidden behind emails and on the phone and things like that. But I know myself is that it's really easy to dismiss somebody who gets on the phone. And we'll speak about phone sales, in a moment. So I had to cold call. I had to go into stores and actually say, hi, I'm walking into your store and I'm not wanting to buy something, but I'm wanting to sell you something. And I talk about this in my training when I first start, when I talk about sales. But when I first started this, the very, very first store that I walked into, I pulled up out the front of the shopping complex and I just sat in my car. And I just breathed. And I reckon I probably sat there for about 10 minutes. And then I got on the phone to Glenn, my husband, who has mentored me with sales, because he is actually quite a gun at selling. He loves it. And I'm like, and he said, what's going on? I've got, okay, right, I'm out the front of this store. I've got to go in there. And he's like, yes, so go in there. But I can't. You know, well, why can't you? All you're doing is just walking into the store and just saying g'day. And I'm like, yeah, I know, but I can't. He's going, Tash, you don't have a problem actually talking to people. You know, we went to a party on Saturday night and I do recall you interacting and meeting new people at that party on Saturday night. I'm like, yes, I know, Glenn, but I'd had 3 wines by then. And he laughed at me and said, well, it's 10 o'clock in the morning, Tash, you can't have wine. And one of the things that he said to me too was, he said, hey, first thing I can assure you, they are not going to pull a knife out from under the counter and stab you to death. I absolutely 100% assure you, you will walk out of there with your life. Because I've got to admit, you know, at the time, and I'm sure that if you guys have experienced that too, is that, you know, that knowing that you're going in to do a sale, it can sometimes feel a little bit like that, particularly when you're uninvited. So, okay, all right. And so when I walked into the store, and again, the way that I went about it was a conversation piece. It was, hi, how are you going? This is who I am. I'm Natasha. I'm from Moving Comfort. We're a new range of sports bras that have just been introduced to the country, and I just wanted to demonstrate it to you. Is now a good time? If not, I can make an appointment to come back. And do you know what I did? Clearly I walked out of that store with my life, but then it was also too that it was really quite easy. It was an easy conversation to have. which then meant that I, once you get over the hurdle of the first one, then you're able to do more and more and more. And I can absolutely honestly tell you that in all the stores that I had to walk into to cold call, nobody, not one person made me feel that I was imposing on them. Nobody made me feel as though I was being pushy. That I just walked in and said, hey, this is who I am, if you've got a moment. And to be perfectly honest, a lot of people really did quite appreciate me walking into the store and sharing with them in that way. Some of them said, no, we only take appointments. Great, that's fine. Can I make an appointment? When can I come back to see you? But a lot of it was really okay, because by walking in there and saying, hey, I've got something that may help your business, everybody's after a way that is going to help them make money. So again, don't do yourself a disservice there. Now, one of the things that I did just touch on too was about phone sales. Now, phone sales, and I think too, because being a salesperson myself, I know how I like to be sold to, and I'm sure that all of you guys too like to know how you like to be sold to. But one of the things that really gets me is when people phone me on the phone, wanting to do business with me, is not having an understanding of my business. So you've phoned me, you've done your pitch and said, hey, this is what I've got, this is what I've got. Okay, cool, that's really nice. So how is that going to help my business specifically? Oh, well, we can, we're going to do this for you. Yeah, I know that. But do you actually have any idea about my business? Oh, okay. So if you're going to get on the phone and use the phone to start to generate, initiate conversations with people, do some research. Don't just cold call, because for me, I don't enjoy receiving those sort of phone calls. But additionally, I don't enjoy doing them either. It makes me feel really yuck. But I know that by having done some research to start with, to say, hey, I know how I can benefit your business, or I have an understanding of the needs of your customers, and what I've got to sell you may assist you. That's how we generate sales over the phone. That's how we initiate the conversation, because remember, all we're doing here is having conversations. We're just talking to people. It's just that then we're just getting to the point where we're saying, right, okay, so now you've heard about all the things that I can do. How would you like to take this further? So I've spoken to you about cold calling, about phone calls. I've spoken to you to just about the general conversation, and really that's all that it is a general conversation. So, and that's really beneficial to know that, particularly when you're doing networking events. I love doing networking events, of just going to meet people, because I love, I love meeting people, but I love learning about people and learning about other people's businesses. Because the thing is too, is what I find is really intriguing about networking events is because it's just about the connections that you make. And I mean, there might be somebody who I network with who could help me. And I tell you what, I would be really upset if I've had this great conversation with somebody. I'm going, yeah, that's really awesome. I'm really keen. And then I don't get anywhere at the end. So close it off. Make sure that you do close it off. Nothing is icky about that. All that it is a conversation. Where it gets icky is when you start to push. And when I'm talking about pushing, a great example of this is hilarious, is Glenn and I were looking for a car. It was about 12 months ago now, and doing the rounds of the different car yards, and we've got to this particular car yard, and we sort of had a look around, and then we decided to leave. And we had left the car yard, as in we were on the pavement. We had actually left the car yard, and the sales guy literally came running out and followed us down the footpath. Hi, is there anything I can help you with? I want to sell you, not that he yelled out, I want to sell you a car. Did you want to come back? Do you want me to show you something? It's like, my God, are you serious? Dude, we've left, okay? Clearly there's nothing here that we're interested in. So don't sell like that. That's not how to sell. The other thing too is I was just talking about value and adding value, and don't do yourself a disservice by not providing value and putting value on what it is that you have to offer. The another point on that as well around selling is actually is that around value. Now, whilst when you speak to most people, the number one objection that you will normally get is around price. But price always comes up as being the number one reason why people aren't going to buy from you. But it's actually not the case, because if your product is right for that person, price is irrelevant. And I think that we can all relate to that, because there's always been things that we've walked into stores and gone, yep, that's perfect, straight off the rack. That's a perfect thing for me to purchase, to buy. I don't even need to think about price. So what I like to do is right throughout my career, probably except for when I was working in alcohol, being FMCG, that you had to do, that's definitely a space where price dropping is sort of the norm and is important to help get sales across the line. But I like to add value as opposed to discounting my price. So one of the big things that I did at Moving Comfort when I was at trade shows was, people would always ask me, are you doing a trade show special? Are you doing a trade show special? Yes, I am doing a trade show special. My trade show special is if you buy 2 of my products at full price, I will give you a completely different product. So what it was if you bought two sports bras, I gave you a free pair of running rundies is what I refer to them as. But the reason why I did it that way was because, hey, you're buying 2 products. I'm now giving you something new and different that you haven't tried before, which is the underwear. I know you're going to fall in love with it, and that's going to get me a purchase over there of the secondary product. And I'm adding value of, it's a $30 product, as opposed to me just discounting price, because all that does is just eat away at my profit. And I don't want to eat away at my profit. I want to add value. Again, one of the other big things that I used to do working in the wholesale space would be gifts with purchase or trade competitions, things like that. So again, it goes back to adding value. I don't ever want to discount my price, because discounting my price means that customers come to expect and come to want to pay at a lower price, and I don't want to do that, because that's not where my product's valued. But secondly, I'm able to introduce them to something else that is giving them additional value, and I'm able to share additional value back with my clients again. So again, it's kind of the way to get an add-on sale, but it's adding value. And like I said, I hate discounting price, because all that it does is eat into your profit. And really, you can do some things that, yep, you'll see a massive spike in sales, etc. And yes, there are times that it's good, but that's not my preference. Absolutely not my preference at all. Which then leads into add-on sales. So working with add-on sales is, again, it's not icky, it's not tacky. It's, for example, when I picked up my new car, it was just an add-on sale for me was, do you want car seat covers? Hey, it's an add-on sale, but it's something that's adding value to me. So how would I feel if I walked out of the car yard with my brand new car and nobody had mentioned to me additional things that might benefit me with my new purchase? Now, I've just bought this beautiful thing, my beautiful new car, and I'm wanting to ensure that it looks good. So yeah, talk about that, all those things. But I think too is that so long as your focus remains on the customer and how you're benefiting the customer and how you're supporting the customer through what it is that you are selling them, then the sales don't become icky, they don't become yuck. It's not hard, it's not forced. It's when you are there. And again, another example I can give was when I took the dogs to the vet recently. It was almost like the vet just had this tick box of all the things that she wanted to talk to me about to get add-on sales. You know, we needed teeth cleaning. We needed to come back and, oh, for goodness sakes, you missed the cat's immunisation. So now she's going to need to have extra tests. And oh, let me do another test over here. And I walked out of there and I'm going, actually, you haven't cared about me or my pets at all. All you've done is just go through the checklist on add on sale, add on sale, add on sale, which I get it. I fully do appreciate it. But if you are focusing on me as a customer and my pets, then the add-on sales just become, just an extension of the conversation that we're having. So anyway, oh my goodness me, I've spoken for a really long time here. It's been a really big session, so thanks for hanging about. But there was some, I just really wanted to touch on that space around selling, and because selling, it's a nice space to be. And of course, selling is one of the things that I work on with my clients when they work on me one-on-one, when we're working together to help grow their business. So there's 4 key elements that I work on with my clients. The first being plan, ensuring that you've got the right plan to grow your business, having the right systems and structures in place, because by having those in place will help make generating sales, but communicating with customers really, really easily. It's about leadership too. We work on leadership because you need to own what it is that you're doing and have ownership of the direction that your business is going, and ensuring that you're across every element of what's happening in your business. So it doesn't have to be at a deep level, but you do need to have an understanding about what's going on. And finally, the 4th thing that I work on too with my clients is self-belief, and knowing that you can take your business to the next level. And that includes things around the sales as well, and how you do go about selling your product. It's about identifying the right people that you're wanting to sell your product to and how you go about selling it. So, there are a few of the things that we work on in my business. Sales, definitely a massive thing, because your product should not be a secret. You can't sell a secret. Don't keep it a secret. Don't do your community a disservice by not giving them the opportunity to buy what it is that you've got to offer. You need to share that with your community. People do want to buy your things. And how I look at it too is, when you go into the supermarket, have a look at how many different brands of milk there are on the shelf. So if you are thinking that there is not a space for you and your product, you're mistaken. There absolutely is. If we can have that many brands of milk available on the shelf, then there is definitely space for you and for your product. And so, hey, and that's what I'm here for. I'm here to support you. I'm here to help you. I'm here to use my knowledge, experience, my zone of genius, basically, the area that lights me up, to help you be that next brand of milk in the marketplace, but to be that next thing, so that you can create a business that you love. Anyway, that is all from me. I am Tash B, and you go out there and you be amazing today. Bye.